What's up, guys? Time for another video. Dan here, and as you can see today we are in American Truck Simulator. It's been quite some time since I played American Truck Simulator on the channel. Now, I play it all the time. I love American Truck Simulator. So today what we're going to do is a little bit of a talk and drive. So I want to discuss a couple things while we're playing this title. The first thing I want to discuss is the channel schedule. There's going to be a channel schedule. I think that'll be better for you guys. It will definitely be better for me. So I'm going to discuss that firstly. Secondly, I'm going to discuss where we are with live streaming and where we're going with live streaming, because I know some of you have seen me testing it out the last couple of days, and that is because we're going to start doing some live streaming. I'm still going to be doing regular videos too. And then the last thing I'm going to discuss while we're doing this talk and drive is this game, because I'm going to add it to our schedule because I love playing it and I just enjoy it. So what I've done here is I have started a brand new game. The only thing I've done is set up my controls, gotten everything working properly, and I did the very first drive or the very first delivery that you don't pick. It's like an introduction to the game. So now we are at the point where we can pick what we want to do, and we're going to go on. So that's the three things we're going to talk about, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to get a little sip of my coffee here. Hopefully these items will interest you guys, because I think we got some exciting stuff coming up in the future. Oh, I will add really quick before we get going, I have been in contact with and have been discussing getting some access to some content on a game, a title that is coming out that I have talked about before. And I have gotten access to some stuff, and so I'm not even going to say what game that is, but it's very exciting. It's something I know a lot of us are looking forward to and we're curious about. So I reached out to the devs, talked to them for a little bit, and I have gained access to some stuff. So that's all I'm going to say for now, but it is coming up. I'm not even going to say what title it is, but that is coming up in the future. But now what we're going to do here is we're going to head over to the job market. If you're not familiar with American Truck Simulator, this is a really, really fun game. It's an awesome driving game. If you're interested in just kind of being relaxed, you know what I mean? This is not a fast-paced driving game, but it is still a lot of fun. So we don't own a truck yet because we're brand new. And we started out, I believe, in New Mexico. So we're going to see what kind of deliveries we can take by renting a truck. And it looks like we're going to be ranging from, in the $5,000 to $6,000 avenue of payment. So let's see here. So we had a couple trucks. I'm not really too interested in a particular brand truck. I like driving them all. That will get us over into Arizona. Let's see. Let me get some. So it's a 370 horsepower Kenworth. It's not the coolest looking truck. What are we actually? So we're pulling car parts. I love cars. So let's go ahead and do this. So we'll start out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Fun fact, my grandmother and my aunt and uncle actually live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we're going to go to Show Low, Arizona. So let's go ahead and pick this job here. Take job. Okay. If you see me looking down, guys, I have my keyboard on my lap. Because the one thing about this game is it requires a lot of buttons. So you have to have many, many ways of doing things. Check out my, this is very hot coffee, but check out my mug here, Mr. Right mug, which is not necessarily the case in my house. But the mug is still cool. So, all right, let's take a look here. I want that to be like that, and I want to see a close-up here. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to go around the building here, and it looks like we can go right or left. We're going to go to the right. Let's crank the truck up. Release the parking brake. I am using a real automatic transmission, so there's many different options. You can do H-pattern shifter, but I actually do not have mine hooked up right now. So I find the best way to get enjoyment out of this game, if you're not going to run the H-pattern, which I don't have hooked up, is just to run the real automatic. That seems to be the best case scenario. It just does a good job, and it keeps it in its power band and stuff like that. So I enjoyed running the automatic. I know some people don't like that, but it is what it is. we'll make our way around this building and we'll get out on the road, and then I'll start talking about what I was going to talk about. I'm going to be taking a left out of here. You got to be really careful not to cut too tight and hit the trailer on anything. Let's take a look around. Nobody that way. Yeah, it looks like they have a red light, so I think we can pull on out. And nice and wide. We're good now. We're going to be taking a left up here. Okay, so we have a red light. So the first thing I wanted to discuss was the channel schedule. So you guys know that I balance YouTube with going to the gym and trying to stay healthy and active. And, you know, that's a very important part of both mine and my wife's life. And so there's a balance between those two things. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to create a schedule. I have created a schedule. Let's not run this red light. Okay, we're going to go up here and take a left. So what the schedule is going to be, probably the schedule's going to start like 2 weeks from now, I would say, and I'll explain why that is here shortly. But it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll probably either upload some content or have a live stream. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then on Sunday, I'll upload a video, probably like a review or some kind of important video. That'll be a Sunday release. Sunday morning, I'll make that video on Saturday. So those will be the guaranteed content, 3 pieces of content a week. Probably a live stream Tuesday, live stream Thursday of various games, whatever you guys want to see, and then Sunday a released video will come out. Now that's not to say I won't do more than that, because I may very well do more than that, but those will be the definite content pieces, because I want to leave Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I have to leave those for the gym. Okay, so we go to the gym at least 3 times a week, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is going to be the gym for us. I know you guys don't care about that, but that leaves Tuesdays and Thursdays for YouTube content, and then of course the weekend. And I may do some extra streaming over the weekend. It really just depends, but I know for sure I will let something go on Sunday, you know, make a piece of content on Sunday. Man, it's warm in this room when I'm drinking coffee. Holy moly. Okay, I got a green. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, so that's the schedule, guys. So mark that on your calendar. That schedule will start officially taking place probably 2 weeks from now. And it's going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays will be a live stream. It's probably going to be, so I'm on Eastern time. I would say the live streams will be they'll start somewhere in between 8 and 9 Eastern. So New York time. And they'll probably go for 1 to 2 hours. That's about it. Probably more like 1 hour, because I can't stay up super late. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, 7 to 8 start time, till maybe 10 o'clock, something like that. And then Saturday I'll work on an edited video, get that uploaded, and get it out on Sunday morning. So that's 3 pieces of content a week. I think that's pretty good. So you guys let me know in the comments if that is good with you guys. We got a 75-mile-an-hour speed limit here, and I don't know that we'll ever reach it. Let me check something out here. So we got a pretty long ways. We're going to stay on 40 highway for quite some time. Okay, so we are leaving Albuquerque, New Mexico. Let's see here. We get a swig of coffee. Okay, the second thing I wanted to talk about was live streaming. I touched on it for a moment. In the last little bit of information there, but I'm going to give you more detail. So you guys have seen, quite a few have seen and joined in with me. I've done some testing of live streaming, and it wasn't going that good. So, and I have a pretty good system, and I have really good internet. So I was trying to figure out something was bottlenecking it. I couldn't figure out what it was. It was, especially on Assetto Corsa. Not all games were having trouble, but Assetto Corsa was giving me trouble, and that's a game that I will probably stream a lot. So I got to make sure that one works correctly. So I've been spending the last few days just checking out a lot of stuff, seeing what's going on, and you know, I wasn't really sure. I've kind of narrowed it down to a few things. Well, the one thing that I fixed today, which has helped out tremendously, our internet is 300 up and 10 down. I'm sorry, 300 down, 10 up. But I wasn't getting anywhere near that. And I was like, what is going on? So I figured out that I have Cat 5 Ethernet cables, and my computer is actually plugged into the internet via it's right hooked it right into the router through an Ethernet cable, and I was using a Cat 5 cable. Well, Cat 5 cable is limited to like 100 megabytes per second, and mine even may have been less. So I went ahead and upgraded that. I went and bought two Cat 6 Ethernet cables, and I checked my internet, and now I am getting what we're supposed to be getting. I got like 296 down, and I'm getting almost 20 up. So the internet now, I should have no problem running whatever kind of stream I want. 720, 60 frames, maybe even 1080, 60 frames. We'll have to see. I'll check that out eventually. But the internet is no longer something in the way. I know that for sure. But I tested it again. It seemed like I was still having some issues on only a Assetto Corsa and maybe a couple other titles. So I have a mid-range i5 processor. And, you know, it works well to play any game. It'll even do VR and stuff. But I think it's kind of... oh, we are speeding. I'm going to actually stay in this lane right behind this guy. I was going to pass him, but I didn't realize we're speeding. Let's set the cruise to 75. Yeah, I'm going to go around these guys. So, anyways, I was still having a little bit of issue, like I said. I'm not sure what the deal was, but my i5 kind of gets a little bit bogged down when I'm playing an intense game at a high frame rate and trying to stream. So I think that's a major portion of what it is. Some games that are not as hard on your system were fine, but then, like, for whatever reason, Assetto Corsa was giving me a hard time, and it was just the streaming portion. The game had plenty of frames. The game was like 180 plus frames per second, but streaming was just giving me a problem. So anyways, I knew at some point in time I needed to replace my what is that? I was trying to figure out what that big building was up there. I needed to replace my CPU at some time, so I went ahead and ordered one. I got an i7-7700K. So it's a big dog. It was about 350 bucks. I went ahead and got it. It will work. It's the same chipset as what I have now. I got, you know, some thermal paste, and I got a better cooling system, and right now I have 8 gigabytes of RAM. I went ahead, I'm going to replace this factory stock stuff I have in here, and I've replaced it with 16 what was the brand? Corsair Vengeance, I think. So it's just going to be twice as much, way better quality, paired with the better CPU. I should get a lot better results. That should completely fix any issues with the internet working well now, a solid CPU, and plenty of memory. I should have no issues streaming. So the reason why I'm waiting 2 weeks to start the streaming, guys, is because I won't have that. Some of that stuff won't be here till probably next week during the work week, and I won't have time to take the computer apart and put all that stuff back together till the following weekend, more than likely. So it would be about 2 weeks or so before I actually start the streaming. So when I get all that stuff boxed up, get the streaming set up, get everything working right, then I'll start my Tuesday, Thursday streaming schedule officially. So we're talking about 2 to 3 weeks. So that's what the deal is with that, guy. So we are going to do some streaming 2 times a week at least, and hopefully my machine with the new processor and the new Corsair memory, DDR4 memory, will work well. And and in case anybody's saying, make sure you get the right stuff, I've built computers before, so everything I'm getting is compatible. I know it will work, so we're all good with that. And then I said I was going to talk about 3 things. So I talked about the schedule. I talked about brain fart. I talked about the schedule. I talked about live streaming, and I want to talk about this game. That's right. Hello, the game you're in. So I love this game. I play it quite often, and I knew I wanted to start over because I did some things wrong the first time that kind of put me in a bad position. Some of the trucks I bought, some of the bank accounts, or the loans I took from banks and stuff were just not the right thing to do. So I knew I wanted to start over, so I did. This is a brand new game. Dan's Trucking is the name of my thing. And I'm going to keep this series going for a long time, so I thought this time around I'll do some of it live. You know, so there's going to be a series on this game. Much of it will be live, and then some of it may be video form too. It depends on where we're going. So how much further do we have to go? This says the ETA here, 417. Yeah, so we still got a good ways to go. This was a long trip. I didn't realize this trip was so long. What's that? Ah, wait station. Shoot. I don't know when they introduced wait stations to this game, but it's kind of a pain, but very realistic. You know, it's pretty cool. I don't think they were here from to start with, but you know, they update this game a lot. I think this newest DLC that I have here is the New Mexico DLC, and it may have been part of that DLC. I'm not sure. Let's pull on up to the wait station here and get weighed. I got to figure out a way to get a fan in this room. Am I good? Guess I'm good. Did I have to wait station bypass? I don't know if I did that right or not, but we're going to keep on rolling. Oop. So I don't know. Hopefully that little sign will go away there, but I stopped and it didn't do anything, so I assumed that I didn't need to go there. Yeah, it went away. I must have done it right. I don't know. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so this game will probably be some kind of live streaming event. Maybe one out of the 2 days will be this, or once every 2 weeks or something like that. But I enjoy this game, and it's a fun game, and I recommend everybody giving it a try. So this is going to be one of the titles we stream. Let's see how far we've got. So we still got a ways to go. Still got a ways to go. It was really annoying me the other day when I was having trouble streaming. I know a bunch of you were jumping in and out, and I've been on the other end of that when somebody's trying to get their stream right and I'm trying to watch, and it is so kind of annoying. So I appreciate all of you guys who were in there trying to help me. It is hot. Gotta wipe my face off. It's so hot in here. With this computer and all this stuff in here, it gets super, super hot. I have to figure out... Oh, that's what I was saying. I got to figure out a way to get... set the cruise so I can take my feet off the pedals. I got to figure out a way to get a fan in here that's not so loud. Because you can hear it in the mic. This Blue Yeti microphone picks up everything. It's really sensitive, so I got to be careful with fans and stuff like that. But man, is it hot up in here. Really hot. So it's 3:09 p.m. game time. Looks like our estimated arrival time 4:18, and we are holding 74 miles an hour. We are on 40 highway. We're headed from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and where are we going? Ah, wrong button. Sorry. Nope, I want to see. Okay, here we go. So F6, that's right. Expected to be there. Job income 6,000. We got 7 hours to finish the job, and we should be there way sooner than that. Just trying to figure out where we're going. I don't even remember where we were going. Ah. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So later on, guys, when we later on in the series, you know, we'll purchase our own trucks. When you purchase your own trucks, you know, fuel becomes more important. Servicing the trucks become more important. Sleeping becomes a factor. So I used to get really into this game and really enjoyed it. I haven't played it much recently, but I knew I wanted to start over from scratch. So that's what I did, but it's really fun. It is really fun. I'm just definitely going to have to figure out something to do about the heat in this room. It is absolutely blazing hot in here. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm like sweating. Probably something to do with my coffee, I'm sure. But I like coffee, so I'm not going to stop drinking it. I think that if I stopped drinking coffee, I would die. Ooh, look at this diagram coming up beside us. So when you start a new game, if you start like a new profile is what they call it in this game, it starts completely over. I had to go in and change all of my profile information. I had to change my buttons, controller settings, excuse me. And the other thing that changes is modifications that you had installed to the game are removed. But I had a couple, you know, I did have some cool modifications in the game, like realistic trucks, realistic physics, and it was cool, but it seemed like it hurt the game. A lot of times it affected the frames per second and the physics and stuff. So I think this time I'm just going to play the base game. And I think that'll be better for you guys, because if anybody is, I'll give you an example of this. When I was first getting into flight simulators, because I play flight sims too, if you guys want to see any of that, let me know. But when I first got into flight sims, I was trying to figure out what game looked the best and was the most realistic. Every time you watch a video on YouTube about somebody doing X-Plane 10, X-Plane 11, Microsoft Flight Simulator, P3D, any of those games, they're always using add-ons. And when you use add-ons, you're giving a not realistic idea of what the game really looks like. Because, you know, the scenery is different, the vehicles are different, and stuff like that. And so what would happen is I would download the game that these people were playing that I was like, oh, this is really cool, I'd love to play that sim, and it would look completely different. And I'm like, what game, what the hell were they playing? That's not what I'm playing. And it's because people in their YouTube videos, they might put it in their description, and if you read the description, then you'll say, oh, okay, he's using this add-in and this add-in and all that stuff. But most of the time, though, you don't look at that. I mean, I never looked at that. So for me, for this series, I think I'm just going to keep it base game content, so that if any of you see this and decide to play the game, basically what you will see on this screen watching my video is what you will get if you download the game. Now, I will let you know if I'm using a DLC. For example, I don't think we've crossed out of New Mexico yet. Or we may have, I'm not really sure, but New Mexico is a DLC. Oh, bus. Woo, that was close. New Mexico is a DLC that you have to purchase. It's not free. So, you know, I will let you know if I'm in a DLC state or something like that. But as far as the physics engine, it'll be default vehicles, default AI, default scenery. I'm not going to change any of that stuff because I want you guys to see what you get if you purchase the game. You know, hopefully that's what you guys enjoy. Because I will say, some of the mods for this game are better than the default setup. Like, clearly, if you use realistic AI cars, it's much better. Because you see stuff you're familiar with. UPS trucks, FedEx trucks, McDonald's, things like that. And then they drive a little bit better. And then also, there's like weather modifications that are better, and it looks a little bit better. And then the real physics mod is really good because the truck kind of bounces around more like it would. But I don't want to use that. I'm going to keep it what you would get when you purchase the game. So let me look at something really quick. Did I miss a turn, or did I just have to go down? Huh. You know what is so weird? Well, number one, I'm going over the speed limit here. All right. I'm confused. Was I not paying attention into it? Because I literally just turned around. And did I miss my turn? I must have been talking and not paying attention. I may have missed a turn. Because pretty sure the ETA had said like 6:05 and now it's saying 6:50. I mean, we still have plenty of time, but we're starting to get low on fuel, which is weird. And it's so hot. That is really strange. I must have missed it. That's weird. That's all right. I wanted the video to be longer. It's all good. We got plenty of time. Let me see. It was F7, I think. F6. Okay, we got 5 hours remaining. I wonder if I missed the turn when I was looking at this the first time. $20,000, 20,000 pounds of car parts. That's a lot of car parts. So I'm going to really pay attention to the map here, the GPS, because I think I goofed up there. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you're good with the new schedule that's coming up, because it's going to work out well for us. Me and my wife, we really, you know, we're not trying to be bodybuilders or anything stupid like that, but we just want to be somewhat in shape. And so we have to make sure we're still going to the gym some. We can't stop going to the gym. It's funny, a lot of people think that, and I've been... Okay, so I think what it was, guys, is there's just no left-hand... There was no way to get to this exit from the other side of the road. That's what it was, I bet. Yep, there's no exit for it. That's what it is. So we're going to take a right here going towards Show Low. No, it does look like there... I must have just missed the exit, so I apologize for that. But anyway, so me and my wife, we just want to make sure we stay somewhat in health, you know, in decent shape as far as health, you know, and that requires a bit of exercise. And so, you know, I can't do YouTube every day without doing some kind of physical exercise, or else I'll be right back in the same boat I was before, which I don't want to be back in that boat. So we're definitely not going to do that. And so I need Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for that. Holbrook discovered. What's the speed limit here? It's 35, so we've got to be careful. So this title, while I'm recording, I'm getting about 120 frames when I'm out in the country. It dips down to like 76 frames per second or so when you get in town. So this game is pretty tough graphically if you want the settings up high like this. When you get into the downtown areas, especially if there's a lot of AI traffic and if you're recording at the same time. So just keep that in mind. To use the graphics at a high setting, you do need a pretty substantial PC. So, and this one is pretty strong, I mean, for what it is, even though it's giving me a hard time streaming. So hopefully I'll get that worked out. All right, where are we taking a right or a left when we get out of this town? Actually, speeding. I got to watch my speed. You will get speeding violations. And when you start this game to begin with, you have hardly any money. And when you have no money, you cannot afford to lose it. So let's see here. Yeah, we got a long way to go. 6:01. So I think it's like triple. It's sped up like 3 times or 4 times or something like that. So, you know, that's not a real 48 minutes to when we finish. It's probably 10 minutes or something like that. 8 minutes. We'll see. We should be getting pretty close to finishing this one, though. I goofed up. I added a bunch of time by accidentally going past the exit. We got a green. I'm going to be polite and not blow my horn at this guy, because he's a fellow trucker like myself. I wonder if I remember what the other... That's not what I meant to do. There was... I don't remember. I'll have to look and see what the button is to, like, change the camera to look around outside. I know you can. I just don't remember what it was. I will figure that out for next time so we can look around at some of the scenery. So we are, I just saw a sign, we are in Arizona now. because we were on, I think, the I-77, and the bottom of the sign said Arizona. Speed limit 65. It'll take us some time to get up to that. I'll tell you, the scenery in this game is pretty awesome. When I first got this title, I was running my triple monitor setup, and with a triple monitor setup, it looks so amazing, especially when you get out in these open areas like this. You can just see so far. When you're using a triple monitor setup, you have no reason for the mirrors, because you can actually see. Now, I can use the left mirror a little bit, but I can't see the right. And so my preference is, and I know you guys are covered up more than likely by me, by my face, but my preference is to leave these on so I can see what's happening beside me and behind me. Because it's important, especially when you start to get in tight turns and when you're delivering, when you're actually dropping something off. The last delivery I did was pretty easy, so I think I need to go into the settings at some point and see if it's set to easy drop-offs. Because it may be. Of course, I may need to leave it at that because I'm not really that good at backing trailers on this game. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you are going to enjoy this series. I know I am. And what's your preference for this, live or in video format? I'll do it either way. Do it either way. Why is he slowing down so much? So I think if I hit I, it'll give me, yeah, so I changes the information on your dash. Got 28 gallons of fuel, 4.8 miles per gallon is what we're getting. It's not bad for a big old truck like this. Water temperature 193, oil temp 2 something. It's hard for me to see that. Show low discovered. Okay, so we are getting close to our destination here. So we're going to bust a right here. I wonder if that truck is going to the same place I am. Probably not. Hang tight behind this truck. Probably going to sit here for a minute or two just because of the traffic light. Man, I love coffee. I think if I stopped drinking coffee, I would die. And I don't want to die. And I don't think you guys want me to die. At least not some of you. So I'm going to keep on drinking that coffee. I got the door closed behind me today, guys, so that we don't have any interactions with cats. And hopefully that will work out okay. Oh, what did I hit? I apparently hit something, and I don't know what I hit. I left plenty of room on the right when I turned. Maybe there was a car in front of me I didn't see. Alright. Is this the right place? Yeah. So we are turning in. I can't believe I hit something I didn't even see right at the last minute. Alright, car parts. Where? I wanted to stop asking me that. That's annoying. Where am I supposed to drop this bitch off at? Oh, wow, right there. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, we're going to pull through the garage. Hopefully we fit. This might be a disaster. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. This is going to be a disaster. What are you doing? Yeah, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, I think we're fine. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Oh, no. Oh, no. Shit. I need a little mirror that shows me the front of the car. Or the front of the truck, I mean. Alright, let's turn left. Now, this might be a parking. I don't know if... Can I not go through there? Oh. Ha, I'm messing up big. So, let's see. What I can do, though, let's make this interesting. What I'll do is I'm going to pull out onto that street there. And I'll back it up. I should have just turned. There's really no need for all this. But hey, we'll make it fun. Let me make sure there's room for me to actually back the trailer there. And there's not. There's not room for me to back the trailer there. So I am just messing all up. Alright, so I think And I know I could make that turn, guys, but I just wanted to... Hold on, UPS. Hold on, UPS. Pulling out in front of you, buddy. Alright, here we go. I should have just took a right, but I wasn't really paying attention, and I didn't want to leave the trailer out in the middle of the road. So, all that was for nothing, but it was fun. This is supposed to be an easy delivery, man. Alright, let's back her up, straighten her up a little bit. Well, I don't know what just happened there. Decoupling trailer. Okay, we're in there. I don't know what that beeping is. I think my hand came off of the wheel and hit something. So I'm going to have to figure out what that is. But, okay, so job completed. Even though we missed our turn and went way out of our way, bumped into something, we still did an excellent job. And we got almost $6,000 for that. We are a level 2, making our way up to level 3. Continue. And we have got 2 unused skill points. So this is something I got to pay more attention to. Last time I didn't pay much attention to the skill points. But I need to pay more attention to the skill points. So let's see here. What do we really want to do? I like long distance jobs. They pay well. High value cargo pays well. Fragile cargo. Fuel economy. Nah, I don't care about that. I like so let's do hazardous cargo, and we'll do high value cargo. Apply. Don't I have one? Oh, did I only have 1 skill point? That was weird. How do I find those skill points, I wonder? I don't remember. Skills. Here we go. So yeah, I still have 1 unused left. We're going to do high value. +1 for high value. Apply. Okay. Cool. All right, so because that went a little longer, I was thinking about doing 2 loads, but because I got lost on that one and went too far, it actually got a little longer. Plus, I talked about the 3 things that I already want to talk about. The main reason for this was to talk about the schedule that's going to be coming up. I'm going to just mention it really quick again before I get off, and that is Tuesdays and Thursdays will probably be a live stream. That is going to start somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern time, New York time, North Carolina time. So 7 or 8 p.m. it'll start, probably go till about 10. So we're going to do 1 or 2 hours of streaming depending on when we start. Saturday, I will create the normal kind of video that you guys have seen. Gameplays, reviews, things like that. And I will release that on Sunday morning. So you're going to be guaranteed 3 pieces of content from me. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday morning. Okay? There may be more, but those are the 3 guaranteed. I think 3 pieces of content a week is a good balance. Second thing I want to talk about is that streaming schedule. That's going to start about 2 to 3 weeks from now officially, because I've got to get my streaming set up right. I've got the new CPU, cooler, and a couple other things coming. So I have to have time for that stuff to get to my house, and I have to have time to install it, test it, make sure everything's working right. So I need a good 2 or 3 weeks. Now, as the stuff is coming, I'm still going to make content, guys. I'm just not going to be stuck to that strict schedule for a couple of weeks. And then last thing was this series. So this was the episode 1 of this series, and it's just going to be a talk and drive kind of thing in American Truck Simulator. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, and let me know whether or not you'd prefer it to be videos like this or live streams. So I can do it either way. So that's all for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. I always appreciate you coming along with me. That's it. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will talk to you in the next video. We'll see you.